Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is a tea light holder box, and this holds a dozen tea lights. Now these are kind of standard supermarket size. They are not IKEA tea lights, so they're not the deep ones. They're the ones that you pick up from pound shops, dollar stores, places like that, and these are particularly from Sainsbury's here in the UK. And the box opens like that, and as you can see they are coloured tea lights. And they are fragranced as well, so my little holes at the top here are open, and that is so that you can smell them. And they are the perfect colours to go with the Blushing Bride, which is this one here, and Wisteria Wonder, and then I'm going to make a different one. So let me move those right out of the way for the minute. You need a piece of cardstock that measures 9 3/8 by 6 3/4 of an inch, which is 24 by 17.5 centimetres. And with the long side at the top, don't worry about writing anything down. I am going to make sure all of the measurements are on my blog. Couldn't think where I was going to put them then. But the long side at the top, you score it at 1 1/8 of an inch, 4 1/8 of an inch, 5 1/4, and at 8 1/4, which is 3, 10.5, 13.5, and 21 centimetres. So this, the finished measurements of it is 1 1/8 of an inch by 4 3/4 of an inch by 3 inches, and I will grab my ruler, and that is 3 centimetres by, it's by 7.5 centimetres by 11.5 centimetres. Now one of these is metric, one of these is imperial, I forgot to say. I think this is the metric one. There's no difference in it. And then you turn it around and you score it at 1 1/8 of an inch and at 5 5/8 of an inch, which is 3 14.5 centimetres. Super easy, very easy to do. So fold your score lines and burnish them, and this is Pool Party, this cardstock. So again from the Subtles collection, I was delighted when I found all those scented tea lights in all those beautiful colours, and they were on special offer as well. Love it. Okay, so bits to cut. So with your cardstock in the horizontal position, cut your score lines and notch, and just keep doing that all the way round. And do it on both sides. Oops. And the DSP I used for the original one was from the All Abloom set, which is the small DSP paper stack. And then I just used the Wisteria Wonder big paper stack for this one. And this time I'm going to use, what's the paper called? Flashback, which is this one here, and it's lovely. But I want to sponge the edges, which is what I've done over on this one. On this one I left quite plain. This one I've sponged the edges, so I'm going to show you how to do that with my Pool Party ink. Oh, I'm running out of space. So very quickly sponge around the edges, and the reason I'm doing that is I wanted to soften the edges of the All Abloom, but this Flashback, it sort of is a bit grungified on the finish anyway. So I want to put this on one of these that's going to be the lid. At the moment they're identical, doesn't matter, but obviously at the point you put your DSP on, that does become the lid. So I shall put that there. Oh, and I appear to have picked up ink on my hand. Oh, I don't know where I've got that from. Probably previous filming. Okay, I also need to punch the hole in. Now, as you can see, I've got this little scallopy edge. That's partly because when you push the punch in, you have to cut that, but it also makes it a really good opening. So grab a piece of scrap. I need to use that, so I'm going to grab a piece of this bit here. Post-it note will probably do, and this is going to be a template of where you want your panel to go, and I'm going to put that right in the centre. So I'm going to fold that over, and it is just a guide, so that's it. Literally that's all it is. It's a template for me to push out, and that gives you the nice little edge there, and it perfectly cuts it there. Brilliant. Hang on to that because we're going to use it. Oh, actually no, because I put white on it now. There we go. We're going to use that bit in a second. To build the box, you need adhesive on all of these little tabs, all of these. So I'm just going to use my snail for speed, but because it's cardstock, you do need a stronger adhesive, so liquid glue or sticky strip, something like that. Starting on the plain end, we're going to fold round, and that is going to become the base of the box. So you need to do that part first, otherwise you're going to end up making your lid your bottom, and that's never any good. So fold those round, and then the same round here. And that is the box made. So if you didn't want to sponge the edges, this is the part you'd stop. I am going to sponge the edges, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so you start on the top and you sponge away from yourself on all of the top parts, and then bring the same on the sides, open it up and sponge away from yourself. And round here as well. All round. Oh, I've probably just taken that right off camera. I have. It's because my chair's moved away from the desk. There we go. And just keep sponging around. But so long as you're sponging away from yourself, you know that you're getting every part covered. And then when you close it up, when you detangle yourself, the last part to do is this section here. And then the bottom. And one little bit there. And that is your box beautifully, I can't speak, sponged up. Right, the bow. The bow is separately attached. And this is the pool party cotton ribbon. This ribbon is lovely. It's so soft. There we go, so a little bow there that I've probably just yanked too tight. Snip off the edges. And then a mini glue dot on the back of that to stick it down. That one on the top there. A little bit of stamping. So I've got my Very Vanilla, because it's vanilla that's in the background. I've got my stamp already prepped on my block, and this is the Creatively Yours stamp set, so I've taken that one because I know it fits perfectly inside one of the circles, and it's the 1 3/8 of an inch circle, and it fits just nicely inside it. One of those, and then, oh, I didn't need that one, did I, after all? What comes next? 1 3/4 inch circle with some more pool party, and then the decorative label, which is the one I used before, and some more Very Vanilla. There we go. We'll come along and sponge up all of the edges of these. And I'm going to bring my tea lights out in a second. You can see I used glimmer paper with these two previously. Where's my dimensionals gone? I don't know. They've vanished. They're not on the floor. Oh, I can see them. Hiding. So, one on the back of there, and into the middle. One on the back of there, and into the middle of that one. One onto the middle of there. Just offset, and then I'm going to grab my packet of tea lights. Wild cotton flavour. Flavour? No, fragrance. And we're going to fit 12 in here now. So, that's the first 6. And that's another 6. And that is my box. Look, and there's loads left. They were only £2 a box. That is my beautiful tea light treat holder for a dozen tea lights. And like I say, one of these, and I don't remember which, one of these is metric and one is imperial. I think that's the metric one. So there's no difference, that they are perfectly perfect. Did I give you the measurements of the DSP? 11 by 7 centimetres. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you soon. Bye.